Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to What's Left of Us, a D&D podcast. We are up and running today on schedule with minor technical difficulties that were sorted out before you folks even got here. We're on the ball. Don't worry, when I switch over to the party screen, everything will still be fixed 100%. I'm banking on it. I have faith. As usual, let's get the usual beginning bits out of the way. This is a D&D roleplay game, and so there are probably various trigger warnings for the things that happen in the game. Obviously, there's going to be some violence, there's some horror elements, etc., etc. Because I can't be sure exactly what's going to happen, just take it as we go, and if you need to take the time and dip out because it's getting too real for some of you, by all means, please do so. Release schedule. Up on this side. Over here. Right there. VODs of our session are going to be available on our YouTube page as soon as possible after the screening of this. What I do is I get the VOD and I edit it and I put it up on our YouTube. It's usually ready in the next week afterwards. If you are subscribed, of course, you can view the raw VOD anytime you like. However, the edited stuff is nicer, so if you want to, you should probably wait for that. We also, of course, have everything else that we build, especially the things we put on our actual podcast site, Anchor, including a couple of new items. Zoe B and I just worked on our very first player introduction blurb, so subscribers can get that. And I want to do another quick mention real quick that if you are already subscribed on Twitch or on the Patreon or on the Ko-Fi or anything like that, if you want any of these things, you don't have to subscribe to the Anchor as well. You get them already. Just go into the Discord and link your Ko-Fi or Twitch accounts and you will get permissions and you get this stuff already, as a matter of course, because you're already supporting us. And thank you, by the way, to all those who are supporting us. You're helping us keep the lights on. Let's see, what else? Last thing, I think, is say hello to our lovely mod. Pronouns in my bio, or Sam. Sam will be taking care of chat today, as he usually does. Any questions can be directed directly to him while we are playing. But if you have specific questions about gameplay, hold them until after the stream, because after our immediate play, we are going to launch into our table talk show. So stick around for that. I believe that's it. I'm going to unmute my friends now, who are going to begin heckling me. Where is my unmute button? Here's the party.
Heckling is happening.
Heckle.
I can't believe that.
I mean, can you just believe this guy?
J.
Like,
why are you guys all being so mean to Jay? I don't understand. I was saying nothing but nice things, and you were all being so harsh and critical.
Yeah, it's true.
he knows what he did. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
Because I'm colorblind, I have no tear ducts. That's the thing not a lot of people know. Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's good stuff.
It's not.
It's really not.
He knows what he did. Absolutely. Okay, so I wanted to wait to the party screen.
Okay, I will see you all later. Goodbye.
Right. That's it, everybody. It was a good run. Thank you very much. 3 episodes. Next. We're gonna do the recap now. Because I wanted the party here for this. So last episode, everyone finally got on the train after all that hype and build up. You got on the train. And it was lovely. It was a rich folks' paradise, this thing. There's porters, and there's free food, and there's an observation car, and a merchant class car, and they met a couple of their extra passengers, and they slowly got acquainted with themselves. There might have been some small amount of subterfuge trying to get into the front of the train. There might have been long diatribes to an unwilling listener in the back of the car. There may have been attempts to rally a group together in order to see what was in the front of the train. I'm not casting aspersions here. I'm just recapping events, you understand. And
Okay, please. It's a fantasy choo-choo.
It's a fantasy choo-choo. A fantasy choo-choo. Train should never be mentioned here. That word does not exist yet in Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
Training when you get ready to do something, you learn to do something. That's
correct.
That's a train.
That's
what train is. I don't know what a train is otherwise. That's the only definition for that word.
That's the only definition for that word. Yes, absolutely. Aspersions intensify. Yes, indeed. So the party learned a couple of valuable things. One, the security on this train is tight. Second, there's something very interesting at the very front of the train that they really want to get into for reasons that are entirely innocent. It's just they seem not innocent.
Education is a very important thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best word I could come up with, this thing. But
Well, as a professor would, very verbose. And then during dinner, something weird happened. A bunch of crude symbols drawn in the fog on the windows appeared. Very scandalous, you understand. And the train was sort of locked down. Not really, but like, guests, could you please constrain yourselves to the last couple of cars while we figure out what's going on sort of deal. And aside from a minor altercation between an orc woman and the head of security for the train, there wasn't actually much that happened after that. The party kind of lingered together. Emery and Rathgurther had a lovely bonding moment. And then you all just kind of either relaxed or went to sleep until midnight, when you were all awoken by a catastrophic explosion, and the train and yourselves all perished. You were given a small glimpse of the inside of the ethereal plane where people go when they die. You were each treated to a specific vision, and then back out into the open, as though brought back to life. You are standing there with a porter asking for Rathgurther's weapon, as souls screaming, clawing, hang on to the sides of this train in a windswept, foggy landscape. You're not in Faerun anymore, people. And begin.
that was Zoe, not Tim.
Print it, cut it, flip it. That's...
Oh no.
What?
Okay. I don't understand. Apparently, we are all dead, according to this voice that I heard in my head. Because now it's canon that I can hear Jay as like I don't know.
So, like, looking around, does anyone look confused?
Aside from the people you were associating with yesterday, or rather today, I suppose, the people you had previously associated with, everyone else looks like they're fine with this. The sea elf off to the side, the orc woman who had the altercation, and the porters all don't seem to be taking any particular notice of what's happening outside the windows.
Wait, is the inside of the train any different, or is it just the outside that's different?
Just the outside.
Can I like go over to the window and try and like look outside and try and get a better idea of what the heck is going on?
Sure.
Perhaps?
Yeah,
There's
Tim
even
is also
a
gonna clamber over to
door
the
behind
window.
you that opens outside to the end of the train. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over to the map screen for everyone to see.
I was gonna say, if we're surrounded by the souls of the damned, I don't know if I necessarily want to go outside. But I will definitely look through a window.
Sure. Give me a perception check, Emery.
You got it. Once I remember how to do that.
So the windows on the train in Tailspire, they look pretty high up.
7.
Choo-choo. Can Tim even like see out the windows? Is she tall enough?
Yeah, you can see out the windows. You're tall enough. You're probably literally just like your head and chin at the window sill level, but yeah. With a 7, I mean, you see what's immediately obvious, just roiling clouds of fog speeding by at, incidentally, greater speeds than what you remember the vehicle riding at in the material.
Is it like foggy outside? Can I like, is it like cold? Like, if I touch the window, does it like feel different?
Yeah, if you touch the window, it feels a little cold. There's no condensation though.
Damn, because I was gonna draw a dick on the window. Okay, fine.
I'm going to like look around and kind of notice that everybody is not, reacting to this at all, and be like, "Are you seeing this? Like, what?"
The person immediately next to you is a porter.
Brooklyn accent.
It's
yeah.
The porter that is currently, I believe, Rathgirther accepted a peace tie immediately this time, and so the porter is like tying it on. And did you speak that out loud? Sorry, to like one of the porters.
Yeah. Last session.
Yeah. I was.
Oh no, I thought you were asking. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Seeing what, sir?
The hands pressing up against the kind of strange looking, isn't it? Is that common for these journeys?
She's looking up against the window, and I'm sorry, sir. I don't see what you're seeing. Are you okay? I should remind you that it's company policy for you not to bring illicit substances on board.
Well, I carry this glass with me everywhere I go, you see.
It's always filled with some innocuous liquid.
Yeah. There's something in there. I'm not going to say what, but I'm going to turn to Tim and be like, Tim, do you see this? Like,
I can see it, yeah.
Can I like go up towards them because I recognize them because we were talking before and be like, "You guys, I see it too."
Absolutely, yeah. You're all relatively close to each other.
Okay, so we all remember the train exploding or something last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely.
Yes.
Something happened.
Okay, so that wasn't a dream. I'm not sure if that's good or bad.
Yeah.
Probably
I feel
bad.
strongly it is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was just a dream, there would be an opportunity to wake up out of it. So if it's not a dream, then we are actually here, and that does suck.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Would all of us be having the same dream if it was one?
Oh.
I don't know. I've heard some weird shit. I mean,
so
I hear
what
that if you
do
die
we
in a
do?
dream, you die in real life.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I suppose we could always. I mean, it might just the staff. We could go and see if other passengers are also being affected, but I don't know how many other passengers there are.
That's a good idea.
Alternatively, we could just make a break for that, engine room like we said last time, and I don't know, maybe we're just ghosts, and we could just break on through and see what's in there, huh?
Are we ghosts?
Maybe, possibly.
You spoke to the porter earlier.
Tim is gonna try to like.
They can see us.
She's gonna try to put her hand like through like the side of the train. No, not the outside, like the wall into one of these little compartments here.
Right.
She's gonna try to like.
It feels like wood. And maybe a cushion if your hand brushed against the cushion. Everything feels solid, feels real.
I don't think we're ghosts. Unfortunately.
Damn.
That would be
But
so
do ghosts
cool.
always know that they're ghosts?
I
That
mean,
is
probably.
I hate to agree with you, but that is a good point.
Mighty Rathgirther, you might have an inkling as to what is happening to your character right now. Given who and what you are and what your profession is. You could roll a history check should you wish.
Absolutely.
Actually, technically, I guess Vernon might as well, but the knowledge wouldn't exactly come from you if I'm being mysterious enough for that.
Okay.
10.
I'm so
10. Afraid not, my friend. That would also be a history check for you as well.
All right, let me take a look here. I got a 5, so
No.
We're rolling
Yes,
great
unfortunately.
tonight.
Yep.
the dice
Good
gods
start.
are happy with us.
Getting them out of the way. That's what's going on.
Yes, let's hope.
Well, all right. So no, neither of you have an inkling in your experience as to what this might be. It might be locked up in the dome somewhere, but it's just not coming to you at the moment.
Is that porter still standing there staring at us while we're having this conversation?
No. She very quickly finished the peace tie, and after not getting any more questions, realizing you were all talking amongst yourselves, she just kind of like scuttled away to avoid implicating any more guests and things. Sort of a listen, it's not my job sort of moment. She just kind of leaves as fast as she can.
Okay, cool. So I still have my swords, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, she basically saw Rathgirther, heard the comments, and decided to leave.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what about the other people in this train car with us, like passengers?
Yes,
Do they look freaked out?
Nope. The very androgynous looking sea elf that you saw yesterday or today is just packing their very small amount of things into their bunk, and the orc woman from before that knocked out the head of security after a horrible comment is just kind of sitting and looking out their window. Nothing untoward.
Well, it doesn't look like these people know what happened, but I mean, we can still talk to the other passengers if you want. I don't know that they're going to let us in the rich people place. Well, we could try. Because they don't remember that we tried it before, so we can just keep trying, right?
What is in the engine room that you want to get to so bad?
The engine.
What are you gonna?
Knowledge.
Okay, you're gonna get in there. You're gonna see the engine. What are you gonna do about it?
Learn how to power things. That's very
just by looking at it.
Yes. I'm one of the, like, I can see a machine or something and like take it apart in my brain and like see all the different components and stuff. I'm very good at that.
I wonder if that would actually you're kind of winning me over now, because if this is a ghost train, what if it's weird? What if the engine's weird?
Even if it's not a ghost train.
I think it's a ghost. I like gestured out the window. I think it's a ghost train.
A ghost choo-choo?
What?
Ghost choo-choo.
Just because the Chariot, which is the actual name of this thing, just because the Chariot is in like a ghost place, that doesn't make it a ghost thing. Like, what if all the ghost stuff is outside, not inside?
Yes. Well, we can argue the metaphysics of the choo-choo all day, but does anyone have a more pressing goal than seeing the engine?
Not being in a ghost train would I think is a good start.
Very well then. We're all ears. Tell us how to get off the ghost train. Since you seem to have an issue with everyone else's suggestions, I'm sure you have a very wise one to offer.
Yeah, hey, look, we're all in a situation. I feel like I'm the only one who's like frustrated by it at all. I think we died. Is no one else gonna deal with that?
I'm too young to die.
I mean, I feel like I'm still alive. Do I feel like I'm still alive?
I mean, yeah. You all feel very much the same way you did before the explosion.
I'm going to poke her in the eye if I can.
Yeah, make an attack roll for me.
Oh my God.
Just a regular attack roll. It's unarmed. Yeah.
Against who?
I mean, you can stab her in the eye.
Yeah.
That's an option too.
It's another 10.
It's another 10 in total, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that doesn't get past the remarkable Emery's AC.
No.
However, you feel the poke as you deflect the finger, and so you are not dead by that regard, anyway.
Satisfied?
No, but fine, whatever. I'm just like almost like pacing in just like a 5-foot square.
Mm-hmm.
Just being like real agitated.
Perhaps on our journey to the engine room, exploring the ghost choo-choo will reveal the answers that we so desire.
Yeah.
Sounds
Sure.
like
Either way, we can learn nothing more here.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I don't have any better ideas.
I mean, okay, let's go to the engine room.
Tally
suppose
ho!
Yes.
Yes.
Very well.
Tim is going to lead the way because she tried to go there before, so she knows how to get there.
Right.
She's
So
very confident.
you all enter. Incidentally, if you folks want to ever move your pieces through walls and stuff like that, just hold shift and drag, and they will essentially teleport.
You just tried to do it on the Twitch screen. That's not correct.
Mine doesn't work.
Guess what? I
well-
got off the train. I'm free.
I could open that for you. Also, I can just summon your pieces to the right spot.
Oh, you press shift before you pick
I'm on
them
a
up.
noon.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
I appear
Right.
to have
I got
disappeared.
it.
How far are we going?
Well, right now you will end up in the dining car. So how about this? I'm going to summon all your characters over to the dining car.
Perfect.
Very well.
There you
That
are.
sounds great.
Don't worry. I was not going to beat. Oh my goodness. Vernon. Vernon just wants to be outside, apparently. Emery.
Fresh air.
And then where is Maldoris? There it is. And then I will attempt to get Vernon back again, but Vernon continually wants to hover that way. There we are.
Vernon is all about being on the roof for some reason. There he is.
There we go.
Oh my
There we are. Yes. I could also just remove the roof. It doesn't need to be there necessarily for these particular moments, but depends on what you folks decide.
So,
Yeah, so you all make it to the dining car, and you are here significantly earlier than you were last time, and so you see the porters picking things up, and I guess Toulouse wouldn't be there, would she? Picking things up and moving things around and setting the placemats and stuff like that. There is some finger foods already set out, things like nuts and dates and dried fruit and stuff like that. However, it seems like they're like they see you enter and they welcome you to the dining car, but other than that, they're mostly just kind of ignoring you.
all right. I'm going to maybe try to distract Wrath and prevent her from, digging into all those finger foods again. But, we're going to need to.
How are you going to do that? Because it's going to be.
I'm gonna be like, Rathgurther, please tell me of your exploits in the past. Whatever you want. I don't care. Any kind of story. You just tell me a story. A real good
Okay.
story.
As she is telling the story, she is
As we're
heading
walking.
towards the food.
Right.
Damn, I didn't
Love
even
it.
roll and I botched.
Do you want to roll something?
Jeez,
I'll
what
let
would
you-
that be?
You could do it like contested.
I
Do
don't
it
know how to roll.
I mean, I don't know. It would be like a.
Okay,
Oh
let's
man.
see.
I can't
You know
see
what?
instant-
Why don't you both roll opposed initiative checks, and then we'll see what happens. Just roll initiative and see what happens.
Okay.
Why not? This is a social situation between players. It's a little weird. We're rolling in the first place.
I got a 3, but I don't know what my initiative addition is. But probably only
It should be a big box as initiative.
Yeah, 4. I got a 4.
Rip.
Okay, so as Rathgurther is heading towards the food, she's like, "Let me tell you a tale of longing, lost love, and adventure." And she is holding up like the corner of her like little skirt and like piling food into it, and also shoving it in her mouth and speaking with her mouth open, like.
Perfect.
Have I told you about the fate of my beloved Alexandros, the king of the golden city of Valor?
I have
yeah,
not
so
heard this
needless to
story, and he's
say-
just standing there with like flecks of food getting on his face, just looking. No. Please go on.
Well, he was, and she like takes a sec. She like holds her finger up as she's like chewing, and then before she starts speaking again, she shoves more food in her mouth. He was betrayed by a sorcerer from his court named Galazan. Turned to stone.
I'm just gonna
Okay, I'm
look
just
at
gonna walk
Tim and
past
be
them.
like, "Hey, so where's that engine room?"
Okay, well,
Right.
okay, so I had a question, and I think that you might be the person who knows the answer. I don't know why, but you seem to have answers. So if we like die, so we know that in the explosion, when we die there, we come back. But if we die early, do you think we also come back? Like, if you just stabbed me, would I come back tomorrow?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking Anne-Marie.
I mean, there's a way to check that, but I'm not super eager to test it.
I know we just met, but stab me.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking me. Just like, I don't know, somebody. Are there like little
Did you
like
step a passenger?
no? Tim
Are
is
you-
not interested in murder. This is not what I mean here. But like, how are we supposed to know?
I guess we just do what people always do and try to avoid death.
I mean, that's
That-
a good idea. But
yeah.
also, so what about the train itself? Like, if we like broke down a door, would it be fixed tomorrow?
See, that's a little easier to find out. Is there a door that I can go break down?
There is the door you just came through, and there's also the door leading to the first class
Break down that
cabin.
one.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk
Two
towards the
birds,
first
one
class
stone.
door.
Yes.
Incidentally, as you walk past this, you notice that the porters that were just like setting the table, they are also like they've been slowly inching towards Rathgurther as Rathgurther was telling the story, and they're still doing their job, but they're like listening. As they're like setting the table and stuff, you know, they're just
So they're distracted, is what I'm hearing.
yeah, absolutely. I think Rathgurther, your performance is high enough that they would be interested in the spectacle that you're putting on, regardless of what you roll at this point, because you're being loud and you're also doing it while there's food in your mouth, which is interesting.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and open the first class door.
Okay, it is unsurprisingly locked. How do you
Okay,
want to try to
let's-
break it down?
You
You
I'm
could
gonna
either
look
try to
over my
break the door, or you could actually try to break the lock specifically.
I feel like kicking in the door FBI style would perhaps attract too much attention, so I'm just gonna like real subtly try and like take my sword and just kind of like shove it between the lock and the door. Like
Oh,
the
that's
door
not a
frame.
bad idea. Okay.
It's a good idea.
It's not quite an attack, but how would you like to go about this roll? Because it's not lockpicking either.
Maybe just brute strength forcing it through. I'm not
You
sure.
want to just do a strength check? That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine with me.
I'm very
Why
good at
don't we
those.
say it's not quite a crowbar? So I don't want to give you advantage on this roll, but let's just say I'm going to lower the difficulty because you're using your sword as a lever. Okay.
Okay,
So go ahead and give it a shot.
let's go. Oh well, that was bad, but I do have a +4, so it's an 8.
It's an 8.
What is with these rolls today? We're all
Yeah.
cursed because we're on a ghost choo-choo.
It's cursed rolls. Let me tell you.
Yep.
You get your sword in there and you're wiggling around, and the problem is it's kind of stuck. You're gonna need to maybe try again.
I just get my second sword and stick it in next to the first one.
Right. Okay. Go ahead and give
Just
yourself.
I'm prying it open and just praying that my sword's not snap in half.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a 19.
That's a 19. There you go. Yeah. So with one sword like pushing on the other sword, you hear like the squeal of like metal being pushed past its limit, and then you see the cap on the door frame side busts out of the wood, and then the door just kind of opens.
After you.
Okay.
And the porters are none the wiser. Incidentally, I just rolled for them, and they rolled a 1 on their
Nice.
listening to stuff check because they're busy with listening to what's going on over here. So yeah, absolutely. The door is open.
Nice.
So Rathgurther is talking with Vernon, so those two are occupied. And the porters are occupied with that as well. Maldris, are you going with these two, or have you also been enraptured by Rathgurther? This is a choice I'm letting you have because
Oh no,
Yeah.
I was gonna walk past them to go with Tim and Emery.
perfect. All right.
Oh yeah, I probably could have moved my own
One.
character.
There you go. A slightly different loadout than yesterday, but you're also here a little earlier than you were the first time around, so go for it.
It's like when you're playing the Lego video games and you realize you need the other character to get into the secret location.
Right. So once again, you get into the first class car, and it's beautiful. There's blue carpeting instead of red. The wood furnishings are of a nicer quality. The sconces are nicer. They're made of gold on iron instead of just pure iron. It's very nice looking.
I'm gonna walk like I'm supposed to be here.
Beautiful. Okay.
It's like, okay, so engine room is gonna be towards the front, right?
There is indeed a door at the very front of this location.
Now this one was like it was really hard. I couldn't pick the lock, so that's why I think we need to like break it down.
Oh, so is that way? Okay, I see
Yeah.
why I'm here now.
Well, I
Alright,
guess no, I guess we didn't break down any doors yesterday, so
I mean, I broke down that door just now.
yeah.
Is there anybody in here that we need to be concerned about seeing me do what I'm about to do?
There doesn't appear to
Anybody
be.
in the-
All the doors to the individual cabins are closed. There doesn't seem to be anyone in here.
Okay, walking light-footed towards the engine room door. What I assume is the engine room door, correct? I'm having
Correct,
some
yeah.
trouble with. I'm having some trouble with
So-
Tailspire. There's a roof in the way.
There is a small roof in the way. I will again just shift click and bring you all the way over here. Incidentally, remember that the green tab with the pokey bit, if you bring that all the way down, and lock it in place, it'll keep the roof gone for you.
Aha! Oh, I brought it too far down, and the entire train disappeared. Okay.
Yep. Mhm. That is indeed what happens.
Okay.
Incidentally, there is like a space between cars when you go from car to car as they
I was
link
gonna
up.
ask about that. So we didn't get our souls stolen by the souls of the damned when we passed from
No.
the dining to the first class cabin, did we?
There are souls desperately clinging onto the sides of the train, and you hear the screams get much louder as you exit the car. Usual things. Help us. Oh God, it hurts. Why? Why is this happening to me? That sort of thing. And
That's fine and not horrifying at
right,
all.
and as each of you pass through the space, they reach in as if they're trying to grab at you, but they can't quite reach you, except for Emery. As Emery crosses the threshold, they recoil in terror.
You know, I'm not going to complain about that. Let's go.
Tim is terrified. All of the confidence that she had, like marching through, like, yeah, we're gonna go to the engine room. She's now like doing the like child thing where she kind of like holds on to a person for like security. Like that's what she's doing to you, and like your coat is like
Just going to like pick you up underneath your arms like a child and just like yoink in we go. Come on.
yes, wonderful.
Okay, so you make it to the door.
Okay, so we are like between the train cars now. There's just everything whipping past us and the door is locked.
No, you're in the first class cabin
Oh,
facing
okay,
the door.
okay.
You haven't opened it yet.
I was too ahead of myself. Okay, so I have to break down another door to get actually into the cabin?
Correct, yeah. However, you are more practiced now, having completed the first one.
I think I want to try and just kick this one in. Or maybe
Oh.
like do the sword first and then kick it in. Because there's nobody out here except the souls of the damned. And what are they going to do? Tattle on us?
Yeah, exactly. She
I mean-
broke the door.
If there's nobody here, I can try to pick it. Can I? I
It
can try to
was,
pick the
it was
lock.
it was really, really hard.
Knock yourself out.
I mean, yeah, you could all try though. Whoever wants to try first, if Maldris has a sneaker way through.
If
I
you
mean,
wanna
I
the
can
sneaky
try.
version first, yeah.
Yeah. So
Let me
this-
bring up
This would be a sleight of hand check, is what you were doing.
sleight of hand. Okay, that's a D20,
Mm-hmm.
and then add my modifier.
Correct.
That's an 8.
That's unfortunate. No,
Whoops, I
absolutely
rolled
not.
a shit tonight too.
All right. So
This is
that
awkward.
that doesn't work. For a minute of like fiddling with it, you realize that this lock is actually pretty complex. No surprise, considering you know who built this train. So
Do I?
yes, you do. This train was built by the same organization that you work for,
Oh,
ostensibly. So Emery, are you taking over, or is Tim doing something?
Tim is not doing something.
Okay.
Well, I just rolled a strength check to try and kick in the door, and that's a 7. So I don't think my cool plans are going to work out, so I'm going to go...
A door kick is actually an athletics check, my friend.
Oh, haha. Well, that's a lower modifier, but that's even worse. That's a 4.
Oh no!
What? I swear to God, I'm going to go get my real people dice. I'm going to roll behind me and
You
get my
can.
real people dice.
Would you
I mean,
rather?
that's what I did, but it didn't help.
It's better luck. I will allow you to re-roll that with your real people dice, because digital dice, they don't have a soul, you see.
Which one of my many sets of real people dice do I want to use for this? Okay.
This is like wild, only being able to hear the dice and not actually be able to see how many there are. It's incredible.
I have them in like a little jewelry parts box, and when I shake them, it sounds like this.
That's
Very
good.
pleasant noise.
Yes.
Fishing
Like my
tackle
wife.
boxes also work for sorting dice, by the way.
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Fishing tackle
That's
boxes are a
better.
good one.
That's
Yeah.
a 13 plus athletics is a 15.
Nice.
Real people dice.
If you rolled a 13 and you only have 1 athletics, really? Hold on.
Or no, I have. It says 2.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, 15. 15. The door, you can hear it. The lock it like protests, and you've done damage to the lock specifically, but it hasn't opened yet. You can try it again if you'd like.
I was gonna say, can I kick it again?
Absolutely, go for it.
13.
13 in total. Okay, the
Yeah.
door starts to really start to buckle now. It won't take much more, but you're risking more things every time.
Like what?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want my help?
What consequences?
Not
I mean, I know
this-
I'm little, but I'm strong because I have lived in the woods and do woods stuff. Like I climb trees and things. I have
wanna kick
strong
it?
muscles.
You want to kick it at the same time?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Oh, that's a nat 20.
There you go.
I rolled a 5, so
You well, listen, you helped. This is yeah, so the the door just kind of blows off its hinges,
nice.
and it just kind of hangs off, it's really loose. And then you notice one of the souls kind of reaches in and grabs it, and the door goes flying away, just off of the train and into the darkness. With the soul, incidentally, it was like the soul was trying to reach for it like a lifeboat, and it failed horribly. Off goes the soul, gone. There is another door in front of you.
Oh no.
In fact, let me just remove this door entirely.
And
There we
this
go.
one, is this one locked too?
If one is also locked, yes.
You know what else we could do? This is something that I think it was Vernon was talking about it. Is so sometimes on these kinds of things, apparently, he's seen one before. There's things on the top where you can go in through the top. We could try that. I mean, that means that we have to be out here with the very, very scary, spooky, not good things. But we could try it, or we could just kick this one down.
Maldris, real quick, just before you guys continue talking about anything, you notice behind you the middle door creaks open a little bit and then closes slowly.
Oh.
You notice this with your passive perception.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper, get closer to them and whisper, guys, somebody's in here, somebody's watching us. Probably a passenger.
I mean, we're not really doing anything wrong.
We just kicked out a door.
Yeah, it'll fix itself tomorrow. Right?
Fair enough. Okay, Emery, how about you and I kick down the door together at the same time? The second one.
I'm okay with that.
All right. So either one of you can make an athletics check with advantage, or you can both just roll an athletics check and see what happens. Up to you guys.
What do you want to do?
How's your athletics? Mine's +2. You know, the numbers that I have assigned to me as the person.
Mine's +4.
You have better athletics than me? What the hell? I think there was something right being
I'm a
wrong with my
rogue.
character sheet.
Rogues, man.
Okay, well, whatever.
Well, we'll just roll then. We'll roll one each and just use our modifiers.
Yeehaw.
Okay. Oh, okay. Mine's better. So mine's a 9 this time, +4.
Okay,
So I got
for that
13.
20. I'm paying for that 20. That's a nat one.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm paying for that 20.
Emery,
Well-
you've been kicking down doors for a little bit too much right now for that roll to not have consequences. You take a damage as you kind of hurt your foot a little bit.
Okay, well, did dying count as a long rest? Am I back at max health?
Yeah, absolutely you are.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you whenever
It's
uh,
the longest rest.
it is the longest rest of them all. Yes.
The forever rest.
Okay, so how much damage does that do?
Just one damage.
Break my ankle.
Yeah, sorry, Maldris, what did you roll again? Was it a 9, you said?
So it was a 9 plus my modifier, so 13.
Okay. Yeah, again, you notice the start of something happening with the door. Like it moves on its frame a little bit.
I'm gonna do
Okay.
my thing with my swords again, if I may. Just like cram
Sure.
it in, just try to like pry it open.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Yep. Real people dice. That's a 23.
Bingo! Yeah, you just chink, no problem. The lock falls off exactly, and the door swings open easily.
I
Should
loosened
we-
it for you.
Should we go get the other people?
We're having fun.
Are they?
Snap
Having less
quickly
fun than
back
we
over
are,
to here.
yeah.
I worry
Yes,
about
they are.
Vernon a bit.
We are
Should we
having
go
a
save
grand
Vernon?
old time.
Oh no.
You say you made him marry his horse? That's amazing.
It's a thing I do.
Impressive.
And
I'm
at this
surprised
point,
that anybody would have more than one story like that, let alone one.
well, I mean, when it stops working, I'll stop doing it. Uh, and I think at this point, if Rathgirther has like porters watching her,
Mhm.
and she's like gets the sense that like she has an audience, she is like getting more and more invested in the story to the point that she is like standing on the table and like jousting with like a spoon in her hand and like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I fought off the city guard and stormed the keep, and there was the dread wizard Galahad. I had him in my grasp, but alas, he had my beloved, and he smashed the stone he had become and scattered it to the seven winds. And to this day, that is why some stone is attracted to metal. You see, Alexandros always called me his Iron Woman.
Oh.
That's going to be a fun scene to write.
Applauds, just, yay!
Oh, yeah,
She-
like some of the head porters crying,
Dad.
just openly weeping. Just
She takes a bow and she steps down. Thank you. Thank you.
Truly, you have lived a life,
I was
mighty
going to take an
Rathgirther.
opportunity to try to like sneak away while
Did you want
I
to?
was
You can
gonna
try.
to sneak away while Rathgirther was telling her story. Okay. In that case, I'm going to sneak away. I'm going to be like, I'm just going to go use the restroom. I'm not going to tell them which
Of course.
restroom, but I'm going to go into the first class restroom.
Go for it. Do you want to make
What's
a stealth
that?
check, or do you want to just walk away and? Because you're,
No, I'll
you're
just stealth check. I mean, that makes
sure. A weird stealth check. But
And they can be
you
like,
go.
you know. Yeah. Stealth. There we go. Roll. A 16.
yeah, they're not particularly good
Okay.
at looking around, especially because they're at disadvantage right now.
Nice.
But there you are. So you easily make it back into the first class cabin. You're back on the roof, however. Such is life. I'm gonna take you down here. There you go. You're here, and you notice that
There we go,
the
thank you.
doors are like broken on their hinges, and there's no door up ahead, and that's where we are when we snap back to these folks here. who are making their way into for the first time the fourth or second car. Hold on here. Let's see here. Where are you? Car.
And this
there
is
we
the
are.
like storage.
It
car.
seems to be, yes.
Okay.
A simple covered platform. You could be forgiven for thinking this car is a simple covered wagon. Passengers' luggage is neatly stacked and secured on either sides of the aisle. The only sound aside from the ever-present engine noise is the fluttering of canvas and the gentle creak of the wood below your feet. You could easily close your eyes and think you're aboard a sailing vessel, with of course the exception that now there is screaming and howling from the wind outside. And you are, because this is open to the outside air except for the covered on the top. And so you're seeing like just these images of people just trying desperately to hold on to things. And it's just not working for a lot of them. They're just flying off into the abyss. So yeah, go ahead and step through there.
Should we try to help these people? I mean, like, after we look at the engine, obviously, but like, can we help them?
I would like all three of you to roll a perception check, incidentally.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay. 4.
Ugh, I used my fake dice and they betrayed me.
Oh shit.
3.
Mine's 8.
Wonderful.
Real dice hates me right now.
Okay. Give me half a moment. Something is happening. And you can keep talking amongst
Oh,
yourselves for a
good.
second now. Something has happened.
Love to hear the phrase "something is happening."
So
in
should
D&D.
we help them?
I'm not sure what that would look like or how we would go about
Well,
that.
they seem to want inside. And they're asking for help. What if we tried to like pull one inside? And like got them all warmed up? Do you think that would help them?
I think they're. I mean, I don't know much about ghosts.
If we help them, it might endanger us.
Why?
They were trying to grab Emery earlier.
Or maybe they just. It's like, you know, if you're like falling off a cliff and you like grab somebody to like get back on the cliff. That's like what happens to like heroes and stuff in stories. They fall off cliffs a lot.
Maybe we can
All right.
think about that after we figure out what else is going on. So the door behind us, is there a way that I could like barricade it shut? Because like I don't want people. Because like I know the lock is like I want to hide the appearance that we broke into it. Can I
correct.
just close it even though
Yeah.
the lock is messed up?
Absolutely. So you try to close it, but before, as you turn to do this, suddenly, Tulu, the head of security, appears from behind the door, and she successfully attacks you. Emery, you take you take 8 damage to start.
Holy crap! Okay.
As the pommel of her dagger hits into your back very quickly.
That's not even the blade, and it did 3/4 of damage to me, a level 1 character.
And then
No!
I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay, well, I am good at those. 9.
9. In the same motion, she pulls your arm behind your back into an arm bar, and you are restrained, and then she holds the knife to your throat. I need you to make a constitution saving throw real quick.
Can I?
Where is
I don't know the
that
like
here?
This all
initiative stuff.
happens in a surprise round, sorry.
Hex. I
6?
hate it.
Okay. You take an additional 6 poison damage as the
I'm
blade kind of
down.
like
I'm fucking
oozes on top of you. So you like kind of like she's propping you up incidentally. But you were taken by surprise immediately by Tulu, and she very quickly points the dagger at the other 2 occupants of the cabin. And barks, explain yourselves now.
I'm going to ask her, like, I'm going to say, hey, Tulu, do you know what happened?
While they're talking, or like while Muldris is doing their thing, I am going to very slowly and discreetly reach my hand into my bag and pull out a little bottle of gross looking liquid and just kind of open it and roll it across the ground so that it spills stuff out. And I'm going to cast grease on the ground beneath the feet of the person who just killed my friend.
Right. Well, she's unconscious, clearly. But yeah. Why don't you make a sleight of hand check while Talou, give me don't tell me just yet. I'll call on you to tell me what your sleight of hand check is real quick. And she goes, what do you mean just happened? You broke through the doors into a secure area. You know better than this.
You mean nothing seems amiss to you?
Aside from interlopers, what are you doing breaking through the doors?
You don't see any ghosts or spirits or anything anywhere?
What are you talking about? Your sleight of hand check?
14.
14, huh? Good. Your sleight of hand check was successful, so you cast grease.
Mm-hmm.
And what does grease do?
Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered on a point within range and turns it into difficult terrain for the duration. When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must succeed on a dex saving throw or fall prone. Beautiful. And they then have to do that every turn.
I'm going to give her disadvantage because she didn't notice, which is good. So she slips and she falls. She unhands Emery immediately, and they both kind of collapse to the floor and go sliding around in the middle of Maldris's sentence.
He's unconscious. Whee!
Yeah. So now that you folks have taken,
catch Emery?
If you'd like to, but first I need you all to roll initiative. And I'm going to leave Vernon out for right now, but Vernon, you already hear the altercation happening in front of you. So give it maybe a turn, I think, and then I'll add you to the roll, okay?
Do we see him, like, coming in through the other car?
No, unfortunately. There's like a kind of a jog, and so you can't see each other. So let's see here. For initiative, 25 to 20. Oh, okay. That means Talou goes first. 20 to 15.
I got an 18. I'm unconscious, but I got an 18.
15 to 10.
I'm 10.
Go and
9.
Way to go.
Yes.
Okay. So Talou, who had slipped, and obviously Emery is currently slipped. Talou's going to get back up. It's at the end of their turn. They have to make a check, correct?
I believe a creature that enters the area or ends its turn. Yeah.
Yep. So she's going to use half her movement to get up. And it's a 10-foot radius, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so just for my reference, I'm just gonna 10-foot radius, bam, right there. And Talou is going to attempt to move out of that, so that's there. And it's when they ended it, you said, right?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, moves out of it and into close combat with you. She is now out of the grease.
Oh gosh.
And she is going to make a couple of attacks against you. First one, she reaches out
but
with
I'm a child.
The hilt of her dagger again, and she manages to. I'm gonna say a 20 probably gets past your AC, correct?
It does.
We're gonna die.
You're gonna take 4 points of.
At least we'll come back.
You're gonna take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
From the hilt, because you weren't surprised, so she didn't get like an automatic crit.
Yeah.
And then she's also going to attempt an armbar against you, so you've got to make a strength saving throw.
16.
16. You actually like wiggle out of her armbar.
Well, if it's a strength, can I instead like bite her to get out? Because it's not a dexterity saving throw. It's a
That's true. Sure. Yeah, you bite her. It doesn't do any damage, but like it. Yeah. She goes ow, and then she releases you. That is her turn.
Yes.
Next up is Emery. Emery, you can give me a death saving throw, pretty please.
Yep. Let's go. Real people dice 14.
Nice. That's 1 save on the death saving throw. Nice job. Maldris. This is a conflicting but weird situation for you. I understand.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to attack her. I'm gonna try to reason with her.
You gonna use your turn to make a persuasion?
Yeah, maybe. I'll be like, look, I don't know what's going on, but something happened yesterday. We came back in time.
Okay.
We already spent 1 day on the train, and there was an explosion, and I don't know what happened, but we're back on the train at the beginning of boarding again.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this. It was persuasion. Oh, maybe I am good at this. Persuasion with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll 2 d20s at the same time. I got, oh no. I got a nat 1.
Oh, that's fun.
And then a 17 for my other one. But my nat 1 plus my persuasion would be 9.
Right. Yeah.
Not that it matters,
I mean,
I
that's impressive on its face, but unfortunately, the time travel story does not break Toulouse's facade of anger at being attacked. And so she like gives you a look like, fucking really? And that's it. But you can use your movement still. Not that there's much maneuvering things to do here, but
oh yeah, I'm not paying attention. Where are we?
you're in the baggage
Currently.
car.
Okay. Can I? Is there a way that I can like place myself in between Toulouse and one of the others?
You definitely can get in between Toulouse and Emery. It's going to be much harder in terms of, in fact, you would actually get a flanking bonus for that were you able to attack this turn. But you would have to go into the grease for that.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll go into the grease.
So that is right here.
Okay.
So you're going to have to make a dexterity saving throw at Tim's DC, which I think you said was 14.
Dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which you should be good at.
Oh, that's an 18 plus 5.
You're good. You maintain your footing, no problem.
I did it. I did one thing today, guys.
There you
You
go.
kept yourself from falling down.
Well, it's better than nothing.
And that would be the end of your turn. And Tim, it's your turn.
Yes, I would like to sort of scream first, actually, because that is probably the most pain that she has ever felt in her life, being hit by this person. And so then I'm going to disengage.
Oh, good.
And can I like end grease early? I don't remember if that's a thing that I can do.
I don't think so. If it's a concentration spell, then yes. If it's not, then no.
No, it is not.
No.
Shit. Well then, what I'm gonna do is climb over these boxes. I want to get to the door and just kind of like hide behind one of these boxes over here, but I will climb over the boxes so that I can avoid the grease.
Yeah, where you're climbing over, pardon me, you're climbing over these boxes where I'm putting character right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you climb
But I want to
boxes,
like get to the ones closer to the door.
Certainly. As you climb over these boxes, when you're about here, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as hands reach out from the side of the cart trying to grab at you.
What if I get got by ghosts? Dexterity saving throw.
Hey, you wanted to help them.
14.
14? Yes. You they reach out for you, and as they touch you, you note how cold it feels. Just this deep cold, like somebody grabbed you after holding a snowball.
Ugh.
and you just kind of like breeze past them, if you pardon the expression, and you get over to, sorry, where exactly were you wanted to go again? That's 5, 10, 15,
Just like
20,
behind these boxes here.
5:30. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to keep an eye out because as soon as I see Vernon, I would like to yell in his direction to go get Rathgurther because we need help.
Okay. Vernon, it's not exactly your turn. I'm just adding you at the end of the list for this. So this is where your place is for right now. You end up about here by the time you can, by the time you're on the list. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
How far
Yeah.
is this world?
It did fairly far, depending on the
Like-
circumstances.
Far that I could.
You from here, you could definitely call
I was
out,
gonna say
at
far
least
enough that I
for
could,
right now.
like,
You could
shout
be
out.
like, "Hey, what's going on?" Or "Do you need help?" or something like that. Something easy.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a
so
good
like if
idea.
I'm like screaming for help, like he would be able to hear me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So let's then say
All
that
right.
that's exactly what has happened. So Vernon, you get to this point and you hear Tim screaming for help, calling for Rathgurther, among other things. That's correct. Who's you going to call? The mighty Rathgurther.
Yeah.
I have this idea for a thing I want to do, but the smarter idea would probably be to assemble the entire group. So I'm going to run back and grab Rathgurther really quick and be like, "Yo, we
Okay.
gotta go and take care of this."
So your
but I
your
can't really move
turn
that far,
is still you being here. I just wanted to let you know. So right now you have the information that Tim is in trouble and is calling for Rathgurther, and on your next turn you can turn around and you probably actually could get to the point where you could shout down here because all the doors are busted open, right? So easy peasy.
So if I shout right like to Rathgurther, Rathgurther would hear me probably.
Once you get to the end of this card over here, so you have to spend your next turn running back down here. But yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, because I don't actually see where you're indicating, like on the to the
Oh,
doorway
I'm so sorry.
where the doors are busted
Yeah,
open.
so
back
where
towards-
you'd
okay.
have to run basically to the doorway at the end of the first class car leading to the dining car for Rathgurther to be able to hear you.
Okay. Okay.
But the doors are
that's all I
open right
wanted to
now,
know.
so you can certainly do that instead of having to step into the dining car.
Oh,
Okay.
that sounds.
And
I
on
think I will do that the
Toulouse-
next time I come around.
yeah, on Toulouse's turn, we're gonna hold for a minute because it is now 3:00, and we should take a small break.
Oh, already.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, right. See, combat takes a bit in D&D when you're figuring stuff out. So we're gonna
Especially
come
when
back.
you're running across a train.
Absolutely. We're gonna come
Decided
back
to die again.
after maybe like 5-10 minutes. We're gonna get up, stretch, get a drink of water, etc., fill up on our snacks, and we'll be right back at you. You folks do that as well, and we'll see you soon. And we're back. We're back. In fact, I'm gonna go right to the train because we're back on Toulouse's turn. A quick
Great.
recap for those of you who just got in here. The party has gone kicking through the doors of this secure vehicle and has been accosted by the head of security, who is very flabbergasted as to what is going on in general. And now it is their turn again. They've already knocked out Emery, and they are back at it. So on Toulouse's turn, seeing you, Maldris, move aside behind her, she's going to decide to take a couple of shots at you instead. You
Okay.
notice she switches her daggers around to the bladed side when she does so.
Oh,
Okay, so
well, all right then.
she does not look particularly pleased with what you were doing. I'm thinking an 18 hits you.
Oh, sorry, I had my pattern open. An 18 hits me, yes.
I can't remember you. I think you have the biggest AC on the party right now. So,
Oh,
so you take 4 damage as the dagger cuts at you, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as the blade slices in, and you realize there's a burning agent applied to the blade.
you said 4 damage?
Yes.
That's That's not how math works. That I can't see the numbers that I'm hitting. There we go. Okay.
There we go.
I changed it on the website. Oh, what my current health is. And you said Constitution saving throw?
That is correct. Yes.
Let's try the glow in the dark D20. That is better. That's a 20 total, not.
Oh, good.
30.
You take a further 6 poison damage.
Okay.
And she's going to slice at you again with her second attack.
Cool.
Oh, this one sucks, though. She only got a 10, so she absolutely misses you here.
Okay, good.
So now,
Oh, no.
that was the end of her turn. It is now Emery's turn.
Blech.
Go ahead and roll me another save, my friend.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Oh, you get back up with 1 health. Blah, 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 blah.
Ah, bwah, bwah, bwah.
And more importantly, you get your turn.
Ooh.
Am I in the Grease town?
You were still in Greece, but
USA?
the save happens at the end of your turn. So if you move out of the Greece,
Okay, well, because I still have to like get up.
you do.
And
That takes
Tim
up
is
half your health.
Tim is not hiding, so you might see a little gnome sort of behind you,
Mhm.
crouched
Okay.
on boxes.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna try and well, actually, before I stand up, can I like, since I'm already down, can I like roll out of the grease and then try to stand up so I don't immediately fall back
Well,
down?
okay. So if you move while you're prone, it still takes double your movement as if you're moving through slow cover. So you might as well
Okay.
just stand up with half your movement and then have 15 feet to do with what you will.
Fair enough. Okay,
Math
I'm
works
up.
out better in your favor.
I am up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my second wind to try and get some of my fucking health back.
Bonus action, second wind.
Yup.
There you go.
That's a D10, not a D20. I'm not that beefy.
And with your 15 movement, you can actually get
Ugh.
behind Tulu and get your flanking bonus and give flanking
Holy-
to Maldris as well.
Yeah. Okay. So that's only 4.
Oh,
I'm trying to give me my regular health screen back. D&D Beyond. It's still giving me the death saving screen.
right.
I'm alive now. Dang it. Anyway, fine. I will keep track of my health like a real person. Okay. So I had 1 HP. I got 4 back.
Correct.
5 HP now. But yeah, you know what? Sure, I'm fucking pissed.
That's
I'm
up to
gonna
you,
just go up behind Tulu, and just okay, I can't get past her.
Yeah, you can if you'd
Oh,
like
I
to.
can?
Because
I'm just
each of these squares is 5 feet, so you can easily. You were
Okay.
right here, and you moved like 5, 10, 15. You can absolutely get right behind her.
Yeah, if I'm gonna get a bonus for flanking, then I shall engage in the
are.
flanking.
Absolutely.
And I'm just pissed. I'm gonna go in and just like try and
Sure.
Emery stab.
Emery step.
Um,
You get advantage because of the flanking bonus. So by
Hell
all
yeah.
means, go ahead and roll your advantage
so I will roll
attacks.
that twice. That's 17 and a 17. Does the 17 hit?
It should. Hold on. Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. In that case, 3 piercing damage.
3. 3. Did you roll a 1?
I did.
Okay.
3d or 1d6 plus 2.
Roger that. And you used your bonus action for your
I used my
second
bonus
wind.
action for my second wind, yeah, so I
Right.
can't whack her again.
So no extra stabbies. Okay. But that is
I'm
fine
still a little
because
fucked up, so I'm just like, ugh.
it is Maldris's turn now. And Maldris, you have your advantage this time, and the person is engaged with an ally, so you can even get your sneak attack if you wish.
Okay.
If you're just going to go all in on Tulu here.
Well, she went all in on me, so I'll do the same for her. I'll attack her with my short sword.
Roger that. Go for it.
Right. What is... okay.
You get advantage, remember.
Oh, right. No, it's literally the same number. So I'm attacking with my short sword. That is a 14.
14 is exactly what you need to beat it.
Nice.
So you hit her.
Yeah. Okay. We went over this. I remember. So that's 1d6 plus 3. Now, hopefully it doesn't fuck me over. Okay. So that's 5 damage for my short sword, and my sneak attack is 6, so 11 total.
11 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 for my short sword, and then 6 for my sneak attack.
Good. A very telling hit. You can, I believe, if you wish to, use your bonus action to attack with your other short sword now if you want.
I can do that.
You have your offhand weapon. You still have your bonus action ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do the same thing.
Cool. It looks like Tulu is surrounded by blenders right now because the two people surrounding her both have 2 short swords.
Does this one get advantage too, or is it just
This one also gets
regular?
advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the advantage comes from the flanking bonus.
Okay, so I got a 15. I got a 20.
That hits. Yeah.
So this one does not have sneak attack. It's just the 1d6, right?
Just the 1d6. Yeah.
It's a 1.
It's a 1 damage. Hell yeah.
1 damage.
Listen, it's going around.
I did it.
She's starting to look a little ragged. Unless you want to move, that's all you can do.
No. I'll stay where I am.
All right. Him. Your friends are beating the hell out of this security lady.
I'm not into it. She has never seen people fight each other like this, and she is not a fan. It is very scary. So I think what she's gonna do is let me see. Oh shoot, it's touch. With my little bit of movement, can I? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to run out where I see Vernon.
Well, you don't see him yet, but you can hear him. You had like a yelled conversation real quick at the end of your last turn.
Yeah, so like I know that he's out there, so I'm going to run out to where he is, and I'm going to like close my eyes and hold my breath while I
10, 15,
run across the bit that is not
30.
like safe.
Yep.
And I'm going to be like, it's very scary, and they're fighting, and I don't know what to do. And there's like swords, and there's like blood. There's a lot of blood in there. So I think that we should go get Rathgurther because it's very scary. We need a hero.
I need a hero.
Yes.
Okay. So speaking,
and I
like
think that's
that,
all I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So you still technically have your action, your bonus action, but you've moved as far as you can move at the moment. So that's where you are.
Yeah, I don't
Vernon.
think I'm gonna do anything with my stuff.
Coincidentally, it is your turn now.
So what I've heard is that we are holding out for a hero till the end of the night. Okay, let us run and get our hero, the much beloved Rathgurther. And so I am going to
10,
I think I can make it all the way over there with my speed, right?
30. Yeah, well, there's 30, and if you dash, you can certainly get another 30.
I think so
10, 15, 20, 25,
okay, what's
30.
the penalty for that again?
Dashing is just it's your action, so you can't like attack or do something right now because you've dashed. But I mean,
wasn't
speaking
going to anyway,
isn't
so.
particularly an actionable thing unless you're doing something with it. So if you're just like alerting Rathgurther, not a problem. And from here, you can certainly do so.
Okay. So I'm going to holler across the room to Wrath, like, "Hey, yo, Rathgurther, we kind of there's somebody who really wants to hear a story in here. Would you mind coming with us, really quick, please?"
Indeed. My stories are known to be larger than life.
All right. So because
That's great. Thank you so much. Come with
dramatic
me.
pause. Beautiful. Because Rathgurther, the two people previous to you basically took their turns to alert you. I'm gonna say that you go ahead and get your turn for this because it's probably gonna be mostly running. However, the porters also turn and notice somebody who was not from the first class cabin through the first class door in the open door. So now they're like, wait a moment. And now you have some porters to deal with. Rathgurther, how would you like to deal with said porters?
What are they like looking like they want to fight, or what?
No,
are they...
they're more like blustering in the way that service personnel do when they notice somebody going somewhere where they shouldn't be. They don't, like, none of them are armed or armored. They don't appear like they'd be any sort of threat, but...
Can I just walk past them?
Yeah, you can walk right past them. You're like, much their protestations. Yeah. So
Well,
your full distance is 60 while you're moving on the clock.
How do I can't really see the grid.
Yeah, if you move with the arrow keys, they'll move you at 5-meter intervals every time.
Oh, that's not the right way. Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. 11, 12.
There you are. Rathgurther rushes out of the dining cabin. The porters are gonna be there, but I'm not gonna put them on the initiative order really because they're not really doing anything. But essentially, they're sweeping behind you and they're not moving as fast because they're worried. All right, Toulouse's turn again.
Great.
Realizing that the tide is turning against her and there are two more or less combat capable people surrounding her, she's going to use her bonus action to disengage. She's going to walk over to this side here, and you see the spirits are like grabbing at her, but she doesn't seem to notice. She growls over at Maldris and she says, "The heads will be hearing about this." And she leaps off the train. And she is instantly torn to shreds by the spirits on the outside. And for half a second, you see her gaining realization as to what's actually happening to her, as though she suddenly sees it all. And with a quick scream, she's gone.
Well, I guess the heads aren't going to hear
Well,
about
I wish
that.
we'd known to try that the first
I
time.
don't.
Yeah, we don't help the spirits.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, I think they are beyond help, and
I was expecting that to go a little bit longer, actually. However, the combat is more or less ended. And at this point, Rathgurther and Vernon sprint up to you, wondering what is going on. Sorry if I'm taking over your character for a minute. Oh, Jesus, of course.
Who is?
I'm just looking about the arrow keys, so.
Yeah.
I think
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Tim immediately is gonna go over to Emery, be like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay?
I mean, I've been better, but
Okay, sit down on one of these boxes.
I'm like, I don't want to sit down, but
Sit.
sit. Okay, sit on
And-
just a box.
She's gonna pull out of her bag, what looks like just a strip of cloth that has like a couple of cute little stitches in it, but it's clearly like very old. It's this like, old embroidered cloth, and she's gonna say, "This is it's what my mom used to use for me when I like fell down and like scraped my knee, and it's the all better cloth, and so I'm gonna try and make you all better. Okay, so where is the most blood? Ugh.
Wherever she stabbed me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
she's got a cut on her neck. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna press it to your neck, and I'm going to. Now, is it okay if I give you a little kiss on just because that's what makes it happen? That's how you help it go away is by a little. Is that okay with you?
I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
And I mean, I can do like a kiss on my hand and then on if that would be better.
Just do what you're gonna do, but we can't sit here too long. That probably attracted some attention.
Okay, I'm gonna do the little kiss on the hand and then press it to the cloth that is pressed up against her wound and cast Cure Wounds.
Nice.
I cast it, but I don't. Oh, there we go. 7 hit points.
Oh, that's exactly as many as I needed to go back up to full.
Do you feel better? Did it help? Did the all better cloth help?
I kind of thought you were just being cute. That actually.
I'm glad that you think that I'm cute, but
that's better.
Good. I'm glad
Malgus
that you
is gonna
aren't
like
dead.
stagger over to her and be like, "Can I have the all better cloth too?"
I'm out of
I've
spell
also-
slots.
Oh, rip.
So, at
So
one
I
hit
can't.
point,
You're very tired. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The all better cloth. I don't know what like reasoning there is in universe. Oh gosh. I'm sorry, but I can only.
It takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, I can only
Yeah.
use the all better cloth once a day because it's a lot of like energy.
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes I can use it twice a day, but then I can't do anything else cool, and so
Let's just hope there's nobody hiding behind the next door.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
let's-
check next time.
let's keep moving then. Let's just go.
Right.
Okay.
You can hear
Rathgurther
incidentally.
and Vernon, come on.
Yeah, as Rathgurther and Vernon like kind of swarm up, you can hear behind them even there's some commotion as the porters are coming up behind them even.
As soon as they get in, I'm
so-
barricading the door behind us.
Okay, you
I'm
just
gonna
like
grab some of these like
yeah, you're gonna
Uh-oh.
like slide some boxes over and stuff.
just like slide some boxes over, just try and make a barricade. Like if I can find something like long and thin, maybe like try to stick it under the door handle or whatever.
Sure. I mean, there's more than enough boxes you can certainly pile in front.
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay.
I'm not
Cool.
too wounded to help, am I?
No. Doesn't
Okay.
seem to be.
I'll help.
As you two are moving boxes, incidentally, you notice one of the bigger boxes is lighter than it should be.
One of these boxes is lighter than it should be.
Let's check it out.
Is it locked?
No, it's just it's like a crate, right, with nails and stuff.
Okay, let's open it.
Sure.
They're just-
It opens
like,
easily.
Okay. I was gonna say it's like, how
Oh, no.
light are we talking? Like, is this?
For such a big crate, you'd expect there to be like goods in there.
Does this belong to one of you?
I don't think any of these belong to me. I just kind of.
No,
Oh, then why are you opening it?
because I want to see what's inside.
Oh, you just want to like look and see?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like you do with the train engine.
Oh, yeah, then that's probably okay.
Whoever's looking in, make me an investigation check.
Well, I am at least.
And also, of course, while this is happening, Rathgurther and Vernon, you just like arrived, say like because they said they needed help, and there's like nobody here except for some grease on the ground.
It does go away after a minute, so
Okay, so
it
it's
will
probably
soon
gone by
disappear.
now. But yeah.
What's going on here? Why are you in an all better
I guess I'll
blanket?
help them stack boxes.
There was a lot of stabbing, and it's very scary. I don't know. This just makes you seem even cooler, Rathgurther, because I can't imagine like wanting to do more of this kind of thing. It's very scary, and I don't like it.
We just saw a person get ripped apart by ghosts.
What? I didn't see that.
Oh, did you
Yeah,
not?
it was not fun.
Yeah, so we're not going to help the ghosts.
It was probably fun for the ghosts, to be
It
fair.
probably was fun for the ghosts.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna avoid having
It's a very
fun with
good point,
the ghosts
Raptor,
for
there.
me personally.
Thank you. I will not allow harm to come to any of you.
Oh, thank you.
Emery is
Too
just
late.
standing there, like, still have blood just all over her, like, shirt collar. It's like,
Yeah, I'm pretty
Next time.
bloody too, I
next
guess.
time.
Yeah, you're actively bloody. That's...
Yeah. I'm still bleeding.
Oh yeah, I asked one of you to make an investigation check. How did
Oh,
that go?
that was me. Mine was 19.
19?
Nice.
Yeah.
So the
16 plus
crate
3.
it has straw all on the bottom, and it's been depressed like someone's been sitting in there. Someone about the size of Tim, maybe. And like there are supplies in there, but it's like ration packs and water skins.
Ooh. Something that we can take?
You can. They're all empty though.
Oh, damn it. So somebody snuck aboard.
Well, we
is
can
what?
have them for later at least.
I don't know
And
what
you
to do
hear
with this
at this point you
information.
start to hear thumping at the door. But obviously they're unable to get in.
Okay. So somebody snuck aboard.
Hmm.
Let's keep going and keep an eye out for anybody who looks suspicious. That's
And
not
they have
us.
to be pretty little to be able to fit in there.
Oh yeah, true.
It wasn't me, I promise. You all saw me get on.
Yes, that's how you get on. I wonder if
Yeah,
this has anything to do with the vandalism that happened during dinner.
Oh, that's a good question.
Somebody
We can think
invisible
about it after we
around?
go see the engine.
If they were
Yes.
invisible, they wouldn't need to hide.
True.
Fair point. Fair point. I'm going to say
Alright.
something else,
Thinking
and now I
with-
can't think of what it is.
That's thinking of with Fey magic, that is. Okay, so there is indeed a door impeding your path.
Let's go again.
Is
Is
it
this
locked?
Yeah.
Is this one locked? Yeah.
It is locked. Yeah, but you notice that the lock isn't exactly as complex as the last ones were.
All right. I would like to pick the lock, if at all
Oh.
possible.
Go for it. Make your sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. A natural 20, which gives me 23 plus 2 because I am proficient with
Right.
my thieves' tools. So 25 total.
You have seen this
Nice.
type of lock so often, and you're practicing that you pick the lock basically before you break your stride.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the same brand of lock that my parents used to use on stuff. So, like, you know, it's all made by the same person. They reuse the same design. It's super easy. All right. What do I see?
All right. You all have entered, for the very first time, the engine.
Yes.
Where is my description of the engine? It's here somewhere. There it is. Stepping out onto the deck of the Chariot's engine carriage, you are assaulted by the rhythmic chugging of pistons, the pervasive scent of coal burning in the boiler. Open to the air, you are only protected from the fall off the machine by a waist-high chain running along the charcoal storage bin to the helm, which is an esoteric collection of brass knobs, wheels, levers, and gauges. A glowing rune-scrawled gate is set into the bottom of the console next to a small pile of loose charcoal and a shovel. Obviously, it is open to the air, and so now you are also assaulted by the noises of screaming, clamoring spirits, which are barely hanging on to the outsides of this part of the car.
Oh.
And you see ahead of you where the swirling mists are coming from. It's almost like a whirlpool that you're heading into constantly of fog as this thing comes in. And in fact, you're so outside now that if any of you care to look, you're seeing through the fog bits and pieces of flashes of countryside. Some you recognize, and some you don't. You see in the distance a gigantic castle perched high above a cliff, and then it flashes to a snowy landscape as you just race past a deep jungle that none of you have ever seen before, and you're hit by sweltering heat for a moment as you're brimming through those locations before it's all swallowed up by the fog. And of course, there is a man at the controls who hasn't noticed you all yet. He's checking instruments and making sure everything's running correctly, and occasionally he'll open up that rune scrawled gate with his shovel of coal and he'll stick it inside. and you catch for the briefest moment the flicker of the fire spirit that lives inside.
Hell yeah. Hello? Are you the driver? The engineer?
Well, good lord, I didn't know there were going to be people on here. I thought this was going to be a closed cabin.
Yeah, we're
Hi.
here for the VIP tour.
Yeah. I
Wait.
want to know how it works. How does it work?
Yes.
One of you make a persuasion check with advantage.
How's everybody's charisma? I got a +1.
I have a -3, so I think I should do
Okay,
it.
I have like a
Charisma?
let's see, I have a +4, so
Rolled a 17.
Nice.
I got a 17 all told.
Bingo. Yeah, that's lots of 17s. Okay, yeah, well, we're good with those. He doesn't seem to take much convincing. I think that he's probably pretty lonely up here on his own. He's obviously not like the average employee of this particular establishment. I think he's literally here just to run the train. So yeah, he goes, it's a little unorthodox, but sure, I've got nothing better to do. Come on up. And he invites you over to here. Now he says, well, you're going to have to stand back a little bit from the boiler, just in case, you understand.
It's okay. I'm used to being around stuff like this. I used to...
Yes. Come in, all of you. Yes, don't be shy. You don't have to stand in the package car. It's a little creaky in there, you understand. Depends on how close all of you want to be coming.
I'm gonna like kind of stand back towards the door, and just kind of like I'm gonna look behind the door as we walk in.
Oh yeah,
there's nobody behind it.
Yeah, no, there's no one hiding behind this door. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I think I will shut it once everybody else is inside, so that maybe if they are able to get through our little barricade, they will simply see that there is no one in here, and maybe they will leave.
Rathgirther, are you stepping onto the engine carriage as well?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Just get you on board here. How close are you going to get to the engineer specifically?
Not too close. Not within his personal space.
Oh, okay.
Mercifully.
Just outside of that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So as you notice, as you come closer to the sides while you're skirting past the coal storage, you see the spirits kind of reach out for all of you, but they don't really find purchase in general. They're very weak. They're just cold. And that's about it. So the engineer says, okay, so see this rune gate right here? Sigils to keep the fire spirit in check. Now, fire spirits, they're not quite like elementals, you understand. Elementals have a certain amount of sentience to them, but fire spirits are more like, they're more like the beasts of the fire plane, you understand. Like squirrels and badgers and such, and sometimes they even take those forms. Ours is just amorphous, you see. And he opens very briefly, because you can see how he's taking great care, because as you see the fire spirit, notice the door's open, you see him kind of like shimmy towards the open door, and he's like, what? And he closes it real quick. Can't let that little bugger out. If he ever gets to this coal, that's catastrophic. Let me tell you.
Would it cause an explosion?
After he eats most of it, likely.
How secure is that
Describe
little
the
door
fire
you're
spirit's
hiding
personality.
Well, the fire spirit is a mischievous sort, and he's always hungry. But in terms of security of the gate, these runes are on. They can't. He can't open it himself, of course. Now, if I was ever lax in my duties, and I'd let the door open a creak, for instance, he could push his way out, I imagine.
And are you ever lax in your duties?
And he puffs his chest up. He goes, never. I am a professional.
I love this man. He is perfect. We must
Can we
protect
recruit him to
him.
the party?
Yeah.
Actually, Rathgirther, as you ask the question, after he puffs his chest up, he takes a closer look at you, and you notice that on his, there's a little shelf over here, you notice a very tattered penny Bible that has recognizable iconography on it.
Ah, I see. One of my many admirers.
Are you? No,
Indeed.
surely
Isn't it
not.
so cool?
I was convinced that you were a fable.
It's really
Yes,
her.
this seems to be a common misunderstanding. I don't know why.
I even saw a play about you once.
Did.
I did indeed.
Yes, well, the plays. Yes.
Well, there are many, you understand. I hear there's even a well-known opera in Waterdeep featuring your exploits.
I hadn't heard that. Yes, the fire spirit. Has it ever escaped before?
No. Once the little bugger almost made it out, but we were able to contain it again. It doesn't like iron, you see.
Yes, iron. Of course.
Not that it's, damaged by... Are you all right?
Of course. Of course.
Yes. You hear a sharp thud from the inside of the fire spirit's container. He goes, "Oh, he's hungry. I need to get another shovel of coal. Perhaps it would be best if you all head back to the dining car or something right now. I'm mostly to my duties for the rest of the trip."
You said that there was one of these containers was full of, there were a bunch of instruments, like gears and metal and stuff.
Oh, yes.
I would like to ask him. Tim is not even going to pretend like she's going to leave anytime. So I would like to ask him, hey, what do you use all this stuff for?
Well, this is for the driving and the management of all of the functions of the engine itself. This one here, and he points to a spindly wheel, and he says, "This here is to open the heat gates that turn the heat generated by the fire spirit into steam." Which powers the whole vehicle. It's just regular steam pressure. I suppose we could probably... Someone has suggested, of course, and this is silly, but using the coal to make the steam directly as opposed to feeding it to a fire spirit. Which is ridiculous. You don't get the same sort of energy.
No. That would be silly. Do you have any extras or scraps that I could borrow? See, I'm I'm somewhat of an engineer myself, and I make things, and there's this thing that I'm working on, and I'm going to pull out the schematics that I've been working on for a friend, and you see, those of you who are glancing at the schematics, you can see what looks to be the outline of a dog. And so she pulls out these schematics and she starts running through them, and I need materials for this part, and I still haven't figured out how to power it, how to make it alive and not just a machine that can do one thing, because I have this little one and his name is Pups McGee, and he's a little one, and he can just walk and bark, but I want this one to be more alive, and that's why I want to see if I could if there was something with this engine that was alive. And so can you help?
Correct. Well, you see, these incidentally, I was rolling to see how into the conversation he was. And as an engineer, he gets sucked in immediately.
Perfect.
There is a very long-winded conversation that follows that probably none of the rest of you are at all going to understand or be interested in. However, what he basically describes to you is how to use the runes like the ones on this to captivate a sort of spirit, right? And you realize... actually, why don't you... Tim, why don't you make me some sort of intelligence check? You can decide what it is. I think our Arcanum check would be probably a good idea. An Arcane check.
23.
23. You remember from your brief look at the automata diagram that was made by your parents that there is something very similar to this on it. Which was labeled under the optional features part of the diagrams. But it's a rather lengthy conversation. So while that's happening, what are the rest of you doing?
I feel like I'm just kind of like standing back towards the door, like kind of keeping my eyes on like the phantoms and anything, like making sure they're not getting too close. Just kind of like being the kind of like guard person, like my arms crossed, leaning back up against the door, like listening for people approaching from through the door, and just like watching, just keeping my head on the swivel, basically.
If at any point in this time because the spirits are of course reaching out for the people who are closest to the edges, if at any time you wander over in that general direction to kind of ensure their safety, you notice that the spirits once again pull back at your presence.
So I think once I realize that, I'm just gonna kind of like stand towards the edge and just like, they have faces, right?
They do sometimes. You realize that they might be like representations rather than actual people in the way that their features shift and their voices change. But unfortunately, you don't get much of a good look because they are literally hurling themselves off the train to get away from you. And new ones always take their place, incidentally, always flowing from that vortex in the front of the train. Always. They come flying at the train and just grab as they fall and bounce and move around. And there's many that don't make it to begin with. But the ones that do, any that come near you at all, just are terrified. More so of you than of the impending doom in front of them.
So I kind of noticed that. So Vernon is going to be kind of pondering, why is it that we can see these spirits, and obviously they have a physical toll on people, even if they can't see them. Like, why can't these other folks see them? And I'm wondering if there's any kind of way I can do like some kind of a check to learn if there's some kind of a spell or anything along those lines, because I feel like this might be the work of a certain old lady who I happen to live with.
Why don't you go ahead and make me an Arcana check, Vernon? Same deal.
Arcana check. You got it. Arcana. Where's it at? Sorry. Arcana. I got a 14.
14.
1-4.
You realize you're probably not getting exact, like with a 14 you know that you're not probably getting the root cause of what's going on here, but you can hazard a guess that this is beyond Granny's ability to do something. This is a little bit much, especially from the stuff you've seen her do.
All right, that's fair.
Anyone else doing anything before I make my next action of anything?
I'm gonna flop down on the floor.
You're just gonna take it. Oh.
Just like almost collapse into like a sitting position against maybe one of the things that my back is up against.
Excellent. And finally, Rathgirther.
I think she's just gonna try and stay out of the engineer's view because she's a bit worried she's been made.
Very well. You can, if you wish, move even back to where Emery's standing behind the coal.
I think I might actually just like kind of like look over and be like,
fails.
I'm just like in the middle of just like pondering existence and staring out at all of these like cursed souls that are just like off in the void, like avoiding me, and being like, and then I just look over to Rathgarther, who's just like being sus AF. Just like, what's with you? Figured
What's
you'd
with
be all
you?
hyped. Figured you'd be all hyped. You have a fan.
Well, I have so many. Why would I? Why are we talking about this?
Yeah. Why are we?
Why? Right.
So, why are you acting all weird?
I'm not. You're acting weird.
I am acting exactly the same as I always do.
Okay.
Irritable and
So am I.
unpleasant. You're irritable and unpleasant?
I'm irritable. Hardly. I'm legendarily jolly.
Okay. I figured you'd be all excited to have another fan in pretty much every car of this train.
Well, you
Have
figured
been so
wrong.
far. Oh, I pressed a button. Okay. What, do you know him?
Do you what is this? Why are you asking so many questions? You're usually so standoffish.
Yeah, I am, but you're being weird.
I'm not being weird. We
You are
established
you
that
are-
I'm
if
not
I-
being weird.
If I flipped open a dictionary, the definition of weird, that face that you're making right there would be on it.
I wouldn't know. I
Have you-
never learned to read.
Holding that pose. the whole time.
Floored. It's a
All
very
right.
dramatic pose, very well practiced.
Yes, indeed.
So what is it specifically about this guy that's giving you the heebie-jeebs?
Nothing.
Hmm?
I am not heaved nor jeebed. I am behaving perfectly normally, as I always do. End of discussion. Good day.
Listen, I've known you for like 8 hours, and this is the first time I've seen you act this weird.
Well, I act lots of ways. Get used to it.
Well, you do you then, I guess. So what do you think about the spiraling abyss over there?
I don't like it.
Yeah, that one.
It's not great.
So wait, you've had books written about you and you can't read?
Yes.
Hmm.
Why?
Okay.
Why is that unusual?
Well,
Plenty of
no,
people-
I just the stories could have written anything about you. You wouldn't know.
Correct. Yes. Such is my burden.
Hmm. Yeah, just curious.
Do you not
At
have
the-
books written of you and your adventures?
No.
At the while you are all having this conversation, the engineer is having such a fun time with Tim, and there's still thumping going on behind in the boiler. He goes, "You know, I shouldn't be doing this, but you seem like a capable young lady. Would you like to feed the fire spirit?"
Yes.
All right. Grab that shovel of coal.
Do you have like a littler shovel? That shovel is the same size as me.
There is yes, and he reaches behind one of the equipment. He pulls out like a tiny scoop. Well, it's for
Yes.
him, but like it's basically
Yeah,
a
like
regular
a
shovel for you.
hand troll for anybody
Yeah.
else, but a
Mhm.
shovel for me.
Correct.
Then
And it was
Yeah,
it,
so I
takes,
get
it
a-
needs one scoop and one scoop only. Don't let him sucker
like-
you into giving him more.
but it's one scoop of the big one. So how many scoops of the little one?
Oh, that's a good point. Probably 2, I would imagine.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
All right. Now I am going to open the door,
Mhm.
and you're going to throw in the
Uh-huh.
coal.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to shut it, and you're going to get your next shovel, and then you're going to
Okay.
same thing again, and that's it.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
no lagging
Is
around.
this
Okay.
gonna burn my eyebrows off?
It will not unless he jumps at you. But don't worry. I
No,
have
it'd be kind of cool to have my eyebrows burned off. I think that would be kind of neat.
maybe, but if he gets out, that's
Okay.
very bad. So we're going to.
Okay.
Right. So
Yes.
3, 2, 1, and he opens the gate. Now I need to make you to make a dexterity check as though you were shooting something. So if you have like a throwing
Mhm.
weapon or something like that, you can go ahead and make the same sort of roll. It's basically a roll plus your dexterity modifier.
Yeah, 15.
15? Yes. You just
Yep.
go ahead right in, and he goes, "Eep." Perfect. Wonderful. Wonderful.
I
Get your-
check
get your
if my eyebrows are still there.
They're still there. He wasn't particularly damaging. Go for your second. Go for it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, go ahead and make another roll.
Okie doke. Oh, even better, 19.
19. Boom. The you see the fire spirit like eagerly waiting for the next roll, and it's like it wants to jump out, but you hit it right in the face with the coal, and it like throws it back into the boiler deeper, and then he closes it again. He's like, perfect. Wonderful job. Excellent. Excellent.
Is it, can you like, so it seems like nobody wants me to, or like anybody to come up here and like see what's going on up here. Can you like write me a note that's like, Tim Tam is allowed to come see Tim Tam and her friends
Right.
are allowed to come up to the engine room whenever they want. Can you do that?
Absolutely.
You're asking
Yes.
for a permission slip?
You are such I don't get many visitors. I'm very lonely. And you are such a good and capable assistant. I don't have
thanks.
that. I honestly, this thing should be run by more than one person, to be honest.
Yes.
But of
Yes.
course, budget cuts. You know, let me write you something. And he turns around to scribble, and you notice as he turns around, the door to the boiler is open a little bit.
This is
Hey,
the part where we die.
I won't let you make Tim. You're the only one who's close enough, and you're the only one who is close enough to even spot this. I will give you one roll to see if you can shut it fast.
What do I roll? A dex check or just a straight
what would you
D20?
like to roll? If you were given your druthers. This is a physical action.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is quick, so I will accept an acrobatics or athletics or whatever you would like.
Yeah, because I think. Well, is he in front of me? Like, would I have to go around him to get to the door?
No, he's currently off the side here, and you are more or less right here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do like a dive to slam it shut with my whole body because it's a heavy door. I need a lot of pushing.
Sure.
So I'm gonna do an acrobatics to see if I can flying dive into not like into it, but into the door.
And that's how we
18
lost
plus
him.
3 is a 21.
Excellent.
We're not gonna die tonight.
You dive at the doorway,
Uh-huh.
and you hit something that you didn't see was there, and it makes an sound. And the door swings open violently as whatever it is falls backwards. And the fire spirit jumps out onto the floor right here.
I don't know what to do but scream.
Elementals.
I
It
feel
is
like that's
not
the
this
correct
big. Hold on a
response.
moment.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to make it small. Hold on.
What
Jam
is
tools.
that weird eyeball starfish looking thing?
There we go. That's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's not like they put Lord Oculon in the game or anything.
Do they does it look like this like in the universe? Like is it actually this cute little spiky creature?
It is. It's like a creature of living fire. At first, when it comes out, it looks like a little tiny ball of fire that's just moving on its own accord. But it very quickly like takes shapes, and it moves between them too. It moves between like a four-legged beast and a little like two-legged imp or something of the sort. And it's always like flickering and moving, and its movements are gyratic. I'm gonna need everyone here to start to roll their initiative before we continue.
Initiative?
Yup.
I want to be its
It
friend.
doesn't necessarily mean you're fighting it. It just means that I want you folks to have stuff on the board. Clear the list, and then I'm going to... Okay, so the engineer is absolutely going to be on there because he doesn't want this. Uh-huh. And then there is a mysterious turn order that I'm not showing you right now, just so you all know.
Okay.
Let's see here. So, 25 to 20. Nobody. 20 to 15. Nobody.
Oh no.
Wow, hang on, wait a second. Okay. So I guess the fire elemental's going first. I know he didn't get very well, so he's gonna do it on. 15 to 10.
14.
14 as
10.
well. Who got 14 as well?
Me.
Okay. And your dex save, your dexes
Plus
are...
1.
And...
My deck save?
Your
your
dex
dex in
modifier.
general. Yeah.
Oh, plus... It is +2.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so Wrathgirther goes first.
Oh, no, sorry, my
Go
dex
for
is
it.
+4.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, Wrathgirther and then Emery. Maldris, you got 10, you said?
10, yeah.
Verna got 6. Tim, what'd you get?
5.
Yay! Okay. An apply turn order. Okay. So, it starts with the elemental. Now, the elemental is going to immediately jump on this bucket of coal for its turn. However, to do so, it has to move out of your zone of influence, Tim Tam. So you technically get an attack of opportunity if you wish to attack this thing.
Can I have a like friendly conversation of opportunity?
You want to try to persuade it to stay with you instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want
I
to take
think
your
it's
turn.
very cute, and I want it to like focus on me and not move. Is what I would like.
Okay. Do you have anything that might entice it to do so?
Well, my hands are probably covered in coal dust. Oh, it's gonna burn my hands off if I do that.
Well.
So not that. I'm trying to think what like quickly, like what my immediate thing would be. Well, I pull out a piece of paper because I was getting paper out so that the engineer could write me a note, and I'm gonna be like, hey, here, you want it? Come here.
The paper?
Good fire spirit. Yeah.
Make a
I'm gonna use it as, like,
persuasion
bait.
check for me, please.
Can I make animal handling instead?
You could make the argument this is animal handling. Yes, by all means.
9.
9. Unfortunately, the lure of raw coal is more than your sheet of paper and coal-ridden hands. And so it's going to jump on the coal, and it begins eating and immediately gains in size. And the engineer's like,
This could
oh,
become a
shit!
problem.
That is its turn, however. Rathgurther.
I'm going to run to the coal and try and wrench it from the fire spirit.
Indeed. It is well within your movement to get to the coal bucket.
Or actually, I will stand between the spirit and the coal, and let me see if I have any. I would like to cast. I don't know if this will work, but I would like to cast Speak with Animals.
Oh, you may cast it. You don't particularly know right now if it will work.
Okay. So, boop. I cast and I say, "Easy there, friend."
So the creature, though it does emulate animals, you understand that you're actually starting to speak more on its wavelength. You've discovered something here. You're not wrong. However, it appears that under Speak with Animals, you need an additional something. It's not used to speaking your version of Speak with Animals, so to speak.
Okay, well, I would just try and, ace yourself. It is dangerous to eat too much.
I'll let you make a persuasion check with advantage if you'd like, though.
Okay. $14.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
You certainly captivated its attention for the moment. But it has consumed that entire bucket of coal for the time being. Is there anything else you'd like to do? I think you used up most of your movement. You used your action to cast. You should have a bonus action if you need anything else, but I don't know what else you would do.
Nah, that's about all I got in me.
Emery. There is a fiery catastrophe.
So there is.
I'm gonna turn that torch on again.
So, I'm just looking at my options, and Emery herself probably was not paying too much attention to them, like, talking about everything. Where did they say this fire spirit was from?
The plane of fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably, because, like, I can speak Infernal, but I'm not sure if that would work on this guy.
You can always try.
Always try.
But to your knowledge, people off on the plane of fire speak Ignan.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna, like, parkour over the coal bucket if I can.
Yo.
Just, like, get kind of up towards everybody else. I'm gonna, like, grab kind of like the biggest chunk I can just fly by grab it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, like, hold it out to, like, the little thing and be like, oh.
Okay. Also, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah. Okay, with advantage, sick. I'm good at those, surprisingly. Okay, well, the first one was an 8, and the second one is a 17.
Yeah. His attention, which was sort of being held by Rathgurther, immediately switches on to you because of the giant chunk of coal in your hand. It's not like giant. It's like the size of an apple. It's not like, you know.
Okay, I've got his attention on it. I'm doing it like a cat toy. I'm like, hey, boom, throw it back into the furnace.
Throw it back into the furnace. That's pretty good. Make a dexterity saving throw, or dexterity throw, like you're throwing an item. So roll an attack with your dex.
Could you? Or wait, an attack with my dex?
Yeah, you're like as if you're throwing a weapon, I should say.
Okay, I'm just. Oh, okay. So wait, that would be. Okay. 15.
15. Yep, it goes right into the furnace, and it immediately like looks that direction, and its attention is there.
Fetch.
Maldris, what are you doing?
I think that if I'm paying attention, that what Emery's doing is kind of working, so I'm gonna reach behind me and also pick up another one.
Gotcha.
And chuck it in as well.
Right. Ian, put down the flare. It's a Jurassic Park joke for all of you.
Oh.
Up there.
I got it. It's okay.
I don't watch old people
I think
movies.
you're funny.
Oof.
That's a joke. I've seen Jurassic Park like 6 times. I just didn't recognize the quote.
Only 6. Wow.
Listen, don't have a VCR anymore.
Oh no.
Oh, what'd you roll?
A 7.
A 7. It bounces off of the door frame and lands in front of the
Whoops.
the thing.
Do I get another try?
For
like a bonus action?
That was technically an attack action. So yeah, if you wanted to grab another one, you could make your bonus action. You just have less bonuses to this, right?
Nope, it's the exact same number.
Woo! Your second lump of coal bashes off of the thing and lands right in front of this thing.
No.
Its attention is still
We're
right
trying
in
to
front
throw
of
it
there.
in.
I know.
We're trying to throw it in the furnace.
Speaking of which, Vernon, it is now your turn.
I'm very badly injured.
Okay.
That's true.
I think I may also try the same, but I don't know what else. What else to potentially use? I mean, it seems like it's just coal and.
Yeah, it seems to be just coal, really.
Yeah.
You could just
I was
directly
considering
attack
just
the
rushing
thing.
up and trying to push it in, but
It's true. It is, however, made of fire.
yes, that was something that I thought of.
I'll do that on my next turn. I'm fire resistant.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I suppose then I will also try my hand at coal basketball.
Yeeting.
Good luck.
Let's see.
Go for it.
The
So it's
ancient Greek
dexterity?
sport called yeeting.
Yes. Okay, here we go. I've done bad rolls all game. Oh, got a 19 plus 1, 20.
There you go. Directly into the fireplace. No questions asked. Look at that. Just a nice, easy, like
3 points.
Swish.
yeah, just a little
No
tiny
net.
like derisory tossing it around there. I think that's it for you, unfortunately, because you're one of them spellcasters and you only have one thing you can do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Tim, you are, however, right next to
Okay,
this
I
thing.
impressed people.
And so you can feel the heat coming off it, especially now that it's bigger.
But also, there's coal in front of her feet now.
There is. You're not wrong.
What is the engineer? What has he been doing?
Right
while this
now
is
he is because he is the slowest out of all of you. All he got to do was say, "Oh shit!" And he's like reaching for something, but you don't know what it is yet.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna do what everybody else is doing and grab the couple of pieces that it missed and like toss them in.
Toss them.
And do the same sort of thing that Emery was doing, where I treat it like a little animal. I'm like, go on, it's
Right,
okay,
well,
get back in there.
its attention is already like on these things, and you're so close to the fire anyway, you're not gonna have to, like, it's an action to just lob the both of them. So yes, you pick up the 2 pieces that had bounced off and just kind of toss them in.
You're
as well.
welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And
yeah, that's it.
That's it. And on his turn, the engineer finally reaches the thing that he wanted. He pulls out this sort of, looks like a wand. It's a brass device with a thing on the end of it, and he points at the creature as though he's getting ready to do something, but he's noticed what you've all been doing, and he decides wisely to not interrupt that. And on the fire elemental's turn, it like slowly walks back and just kind of starts to kind of try and fit its newly extended mass into the little hole. And it can, it's just the problem is it's starting to melt the things off to the side. But he makes it all the way in. And the grave robber, having held his turn for into this action, specifically closes the door behind him. And you have all gotten through this.
Sorry, did you say grave robber?
Well,
That's the
name of the model. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got confused. But yeah, so you already notice, incidentally, that there's a greater output from the engine as the increased size of this thing is really pumping it. And he's like, I've got to let off some of the steam. And he's rolling around and he's getting some of these things up here. And the train is indeed doing stuff. And he's like, I'm going to have to stop the train for a moment while we let off this excess
No, don't
bits
stop the train.
here. Well, it's that, or we might rupture a boiler, you understand. And so...
And stop the train.
Yes.
But if he stops the train, then the ghosts can get us.
I think they don't like me. Like they seem to be
That's
avoiding
sad.
me. In this instance, I'm willing to just. I hate this, but everyone just huddle in.
Okay.
I think mayhaps they will stay away from me particularly. I don't know why, but they seem to hate my guts. I think they're not the first, but.
And you opened up to people.
I'm just gonna flick you off a little bit.
This is what I'm saying right here.
Did the engineer, by any chance, finish the note that he was writing, or did this interrupt that?
It slightly interrupted it. It does indeed say that you are allowed entrance. However, the end friend, there's just a part of an A written.
I'll real quickly just write "and friends." Like I will finish it in my handwriting and then stick it in my pocket.
Perfect. Okay. So as the car slows, you notice the vortex gets further and further away, and the speed of the mist around you begins to calm a bit. And the creatures that were holding on for dear life are now having an easier time of it, but they seem to get more agitated. And you're not quite sure why until you look to the back along where all these spirits are craning their neck, and you notice there's a second vortex behind the train. And it is coming, and it reaches the car at the very end, and the car just disintegrates in an explosion of wood and metal. And it's now gaining speed, and he's like, what? What? Sorry? What's going on? And the thing is rocking, and he's... are one of you going to try to go to the panels and try to override the engineer?
I'm kicking him out of the way.
I would like to help with that. Because I know how machines work. All machines are the same, right?
Emery, why don't you make an athletics check to kind of subdue the engineer? And Zoe, why don't you have Tim make an arcana check to see if you understand the nature of the mechanisms?
I rolled the wrong thing, but I'm going to keep that dice roll because it's a 19.
Sure.
Plus 2 is 21.
Sure, yeah.
I rolled a 16
you very
plus
easily
6.
grab me. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeet!
22.
22. Yes, you understand exactly. There's a couple of levers involved. You have to return on the gate for the boiler with the wheel he mentioned before, and you have to flick a switch, the big lever on the floor that makes the thing go forward. And he's like, no, the boiler hasn't shut down yet. And as you push it forward, you can hear the straining of the boiler, but you are starting to outpace the vortex at the end. You know that the merchant class car is gone. It has just been completely annihilated. Yeah.
That's where we were, right?
That's where you both started, yeah. But the boiler is creaking. Yeah, my stuff! But the boiler is creaking and straining, and You can tell from the banging on the inside of the boiler that the enlarged spirit is not having a fun time stuck in there, and he's causing all sorts of ruckus. What do I make for this? Well, you know what? I'll roll. I haven't rolled in a while. Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
Woo!
For you or for us?
Well, listen, I am a
It's good for
facilitator
us.
of your story, and so I would like to think it's bad for me and you. What's bad for me is bad for you, really.
so it's bad.
You hear this sort of, and the front of the train, there's this massive leak of steam gushing out from it. The boiler didn't explode, but there's no more power left. And the train slowly grinds to a halt. And you're hearing the crushing sounds from behind you again as the observation car is destroyed.
It's okay. We've done it before. We can do it again. Right?
And the dining car is destroyed.
Yes.
Can I hold hands with somebody, please?
The first class car
I reach out to
is
Rathgurther.
destroyed.
I'll hold her hand.
The baggage car is destroyed. And finally, the engine car tumbles
I guess
into
we're gonna-
nothingness.
I guess we're gonna find out if your theory's right.
Find me in the next life.
And you're all killed by the whirling vortex.
Does it hurt?
It does not.
Oh, good.
That would be horrific of me.
Like you've
Yeah.
never been horrific before.
I have not been horrific this whole time. Thank you very much. Now that you're dead,
Yeah.
once again, you're in that whispering, swirling place. Tim, you feel the reassuring presence at your hand again, and you see this animal, but you don't see the wood and the metal that make it up. You see something inside. This aspect of true life. Something that your parents have never been able to do. Ron, you feel yourself, or you with Vernon, feel yourself floating, and you get a clearer feel of what you're floating in, and it feels like deep, deep ocean. You feel pressure. You feel the sort of thick smell of being on the side of an untended shoreline, and again that outstandingly mind-boggling shape moving in the distance with its many, many legs. Maldris, you're hearing the music of your home again. That background thrum of the Feywild, mixed with the smell of leaves. And from the darkness of the trees, you see those bright points of light behind a growling facade again. Only this time, whatever the beast is seems to have a handler. You can't make out the figure entirely, but it's tall, and it has a set of wide antlers and very big, gigantic, glowing eyes. Emery, once again, you see yourself as though fractured through a mirror. You're floating in the endless sea of stars, galaxies swirling around behind you. Nothing but your anger to keep you company. You don't know why, you just know that something was taken from you. And that figure approaches again, and it giggles as it realizes it has gassed a prize. And your anger immediately switches to that figure. And, oh, you won't let that thing take you. Rathgurther, once again, you are hit by a spotlight on the curtain call. And again, probably your familiarity with being in this state lends you perhaps a little bit more ambulance, right? Like you're able to move, you're able to speak, you're able to feel things more than your companions are, perhaps. And you hear that line from before, the chorus that you recognize. And now we see our heroine steeped in her plight, for kings needs brides, And Rathgurther knows not flight.
Fine.
Oh, fi and fum. Comes a voice from the side. What annoyance
What annoyance is this?
to be as hay target to giant king's arrow.
To be as
Hay target,
hay target
the giant king's arrow.
to the giant king's arrow. Can I look at the script?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the young man from before that you recognize, but you can't. You recognize him, but you don't recognize him. His face is someone that you intimately know and care for, but you can't. You just can't get a bead on it. And he walks towards you with an outstretched folio of just a sheaf of papers, more or less. And he hands it to you. And as he does, you notice that his skin is starting to peel from heat. And he begins to shake and convulse, and you hear that roar again. And you see a flurry, this time you see a flurry of movement around you. Little tiny shapes, about the size of maybe Tim. And they're blue, and they're running hither and thither all the way on behind you, as something colossal roars in the background. And the young man again, he curls up in the pain he is feeling. And you shout the name. Can you roll me a history check, please?
10.
10. It's hard to remember the name, but this time you get the solid impression that it starts with a J. Maybe Jerome or Jeremy or something of the sort, and you scream it through tears, but you just can't remember why. And once again, you all wake up in the merchant car with a porter asking you for your weapon.
Yup.
And
Do
that's
I
where we'll
have
leave
the
it
note in
for
my
today.
pocket?
You reach inside your pocket, and you do indeed have the note in your pocket.
Nice.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Vernon, Tim, Maldris, and Emery. And that, like I said, is where we will leave it.
Woo!
For
Spooky
today.
Train. Round
We're just going to
3.
die at the end of
Alright.
every session.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great way to end a session, really.
That's how we go forever.
It's a bookend. It's once you've escaped this train, I don't know what I'm going to do to end sessions, really.
We'll just roll new characters every time.
Just roll the
Just
characters.
kill us again.
Absolutely.
We step off the train and we all die for real.
You die. Yeah, you die in the train. You die for real.
And
all right,
also,
everybody.
if
So
you die in D&D, you die in real life.
that's how this works. We are all attached to devices on our
no.
chairs that will
explains
murder
things.
us. Yeah. All right, folks. As per usual, we're going to take a small break, and then we're going to come back with some table talk. So get your questions ready. I'm afraid, Ron, I believe you're having to do something for your new job, correct? So you're not going to be around for this.
Yeah, I gotta leave. So,
That's
but
well,
I had a great time this week. Thank you again for
You're
having me
always-
along. Good job,
Yeah.
everybody. Well done. And I will see you at the end of next month, or before then if we talk regularly. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
everybody.
Goodbye for now, everybody. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're taking this time to take a break and stretch. So we will see you in about another 15 minutes. Get your questions ready.